hustle, but the nothing.
Know that the ride or die.
Welcome to the House of the Princess.
I keep boys by my seat. Know that the ride or die.
I'm 50% righteous, 50% ratchet.
We hustle, but the nothing.
Boys by my seat. Know that the ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when
Thank
I
y'all
was not
for joining
around.
us.
Certain people that I know.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Princess AV Tried It. Of course, this is a derivative of House of the Princess. This is my secondary channel, and this is actually my first recording that I'm putting up on this channel. So I do hope that you enjoy. So most definitely the likes are super, super important, and the subscribes are super duper important so that this channel can even get in the algorithm so that it can be replayed. So I will appreciate all of your support because I definitely need it because we're working from the ground up all over again on this channel. So I thank you for those of you that are already subscribed, and you guys can hit the notification bell so that you can know more videos when I upload them. Most of them will be pre-records like this one, but I'll have a little bit of reviews, unboxing different events I go to. They'll be here on this channel. So it's a little bit different from House of the Princess, but you're still getting the good old Princess AV where I'm 50% righteous and 50% ratchet. So without further ado, I'm going to go into my first movie review, and it is House of Gucci. Now, I do have a few people that are like, why are you reviewing that? But hey, I get to review a movie, and I'm excited to review all types of movies. And I just first want to say that it was an exciting surprise for me. When I first saw the trailers months ago, I was actually excited to see the movie just because of the background of the movie. And as time progressed and I was able to go to the sneak preview, I was really shocked at this story. And this story really unfolded in my teenage years. And amazingly, I've been oblivious to the outcome of the story and the history behind the story of the Gucci stores and the Gucci family. So, if nothing, I learned a little bit more about fashion and fashion history. And that's something that you may be able to take away with you too, should you go see this movie. And it's basically about the history and the story of the Gucci family. It has the father, and his name is Rodolfo. The son is Maurizio. The uncle is also the co-founder, and his name is Aldo. And then he has a son, his name is Paulo. And then we're introduced to the character, which is played by Lady Gaga, who ends up really being the star of the movie. And that is Patrizia Regali. So I hear you hear me putting on my little accent. It's because I have to. I feel a little extra. You know what I'm saying? Because these names are quite complicated and I want to get them well, and I do have my notes. So um but the movie really centers around Maurizio, who is played by Adam Driver, and he's there, Maurizio Gucci, and he meets Patrizia Regali, and her father owns a fleet of trucks. So they have a chance meeting at a party, and I don't know. There's contrary there for me. I went with my date, and he feels it was more like, really love or at first sight, or they fell in love. I purposely, as a woman, I saw that when she heard the Gucci name, that she knew what she was getting into. But you see their love story progress as it goes forward, and I think that he fell for him, and he really fell for her. So these are the real picture comparisons between the real Maurizio and Patrizia Gucci, and the actress Lady Gaga, Adam Driver. So I think Adam looks a little bit nerdier, at least on the pictures that I see than the real one. But of course, he's very clean cut, and I think they really did justice far as the characters are concerned, far as I know. I've heard some mixed reviews about the accents, especially from Lady Gaga, but she had a voice coach. So what more can we say? They let her slide with that accent, and so there it is. I've heard some comparisons on YouTube, and you can go to YouTube and hear the voice of the real Patrizia Reggiani, and she is still living. She's critical of the movie in a negative way. I think she just doesn't like Gaga playing her. But she's still, from what I heard from her, she's a ham. Um, so let me go in a little bit more of the story, so for those who don't know in this movie. So it shows you from the beginning when they met and they were courting. Well, his family didn't approve of, or his father didn't approve of their engagement. So he goes to work with the Regali family, and they make it work, and they decide to stay together. Then he's brought back into the fold of the Gucci family with encouragement from Patrizia and his uncle Aldo. And he was actually a lawyer. He was going to school to be a lawyer when he met Patrizia. So they come back and he teaches him the ropes of Gucci, and Maurizio ends up working for the family. His father passes on, and there's some politics in there that you'll just have to see about the him being the heir to the throne of Gucci. But nevertheless, he takes over, and I want to say Patrizia is a very driving force behind Maurizio. If they worked better as a team, I think they would have gone further. You could tell that she was greedy. Okay. The more money she got, or the more power she got, the more she drove Maurizio to be what he turned out to be. So I think she has a part to play in that negatively. He would buck up against her, but he just never just could resist. And essentially, in a lot of ways that she directed him, she was right. It was just a certain air of ruthlessness in it. Gaga really does play that ruthlessness role well. And I want to tell you, they lit so many cigarettes in that movie, man. I got lung cancer behind it, okay? And this is the real Patrizia Reggiani, and that is Gaga playing her, the young version of her, when they first started courting and dating. And if she is portraying her anyway, like she really is in life, she's really a firecracker. From the few notes that I've gotten from her, that lady is a firecracker, okay? So you get to see the rise of Gucci. And what we don't realize in this new generation, Gucci really went through a lot of money woes, and they were losing up to $20 million a year in sales. So the $2,000 jackets you see over there, ATL, with the rhinestones and everything, Gucci was nothing like that. They were known as being behind the times. Now everybody's down to get some Gucci. But and I think that the last time I was in a Gucci store was August. August. So, everybody's dying to get those $200 shoes and $800 um what is that? That was a sweater. And there was some good little pieces I saw in there, some one of a kinds or two of a kinds statement pieces. The trend is very vintage now. So now Gucci is very much on the edge of fashion, with the help of Tom Ford, who originally at the end of the movie you see that he helps to bring Gucci back in style, so to speak. So you also see Patrizia really fall hard to maybe make a place in the family, but it's definitely misogynistic tones in the movie, which I don't doubt there was. An Italian family, strong men built this company, and they made sure that she knew that she was an in-law, okay, and she was a woman. So she never ever gotten the crux of the area that she wanted to get in, but she was definitely manipulative. Okay. Um, Again, as time went on, the fashion side of Gucci was clean cut, was too traditional. It was timeless because we can still go back and pick up some of those timeless pieces, but it wasn't on the cutting edge in the late 80s and the early 90s. The world was changing definitely, because I remember that part because I was there. Fashion was grunge, it was sleek, it was just so much difference. Literally, the designers didn't want to work with Gucci because they just felt like they wouldn't be recognized, or it wasn't just a place to be, which is kind of interesting to find out. When Gucci went into so much ruin, and it's a little bit of politics in there. You just have to go see the movie or go find the history for yourself that happens in there. And Al Pacino, yeah, Al Pacino, that's the Uncle Aldo, and he's the part owner with Maurizio. So these two are basically the sole owners of Gucci, except for Paulo, and I don't know why he's cut off. Paulo is Aldo's son. So they own half, and then Maurizio owns the other half of Gucci. So there's a power struggle there. They end up selling half of it to Investcorp, which and they're from Bahrain, and they actually owned Tiffany and Company. They bought half of that, or bought a percentage of that, and brought Tiffany and Company back current so that they can make money again. So it was the same model that they did for Gucci. They did they did bring Gucci out of um the red, and I found out there's some real stories. Of course, this is salacious for Hollywood, that with the truth of making Gucci come out of the red, but it was the start. Maurizio became a very wealthy man, and he also felt himself after him being married to um, Patrizia for so long. He ended up stepping out, and so the real story is that he went to the store, told he was going to the store, and never came back. And so he ended up having an affair, and he left Patrizia and filed for divorce. This sent her into tizzy. She did not do well with that. And she was seeing a psychic the whole time, from the time that she starts the marriage until the end of the movie. The psychic is played by Salma Hayek, and their name is Pina. So at the end of the marriage, and I just feel like Patricia was going psychotic, which all women do, kind of, when you have a breakup, especially when you're talking about so much money. You're talking about losing your home, and breaking up in front of your kids. You turn into the Beyonce, ring the alarm, okay? And it will cause you to do some things. And I really feel that Patricia went through some elements of psychosis, and that's what caused her to act the way she did. So essentially, with the help of Pina, she put a hit out on Maurizio, and they ended up murdering him uh, on the steps of his office in cold blood. She was essentially found guilty. They sentenced her, and this was in 1995, I believe, and they sentenced her to 28 years in jail because she had a brain aneurysm somewhere in there before she had the hit put out on Maurizio. Her daughter said that it caused her, the brain aneurysm caused her to not be herself, to act a little crazy. So they asked for a sentence reduction, and they reduced it to 26 years. She got 2 years down. And after, I believe, 11 years, Yeah, 11 years roughly. She was offered, yeah, she did 18 years. So it was about 13 years. Might have been 2011. After 13 years, she was offered a plea deal. And they told her, she could do work release. And her answer was, I've never worked a day in my life. Why would I begin to work now? And so she sat and did the bid for 5 more years. So that was a little tidbit of what the real history of that. She is out now, okay? Living her life, being as fabulous as she wants to be, according to her budget, okay? But the Gucci estate had to pay her back, even back pay from when she was in jail, all of her alimony. So part of the ploy was to keep her alimony as well. And so that is why she murdered Maurizio, that and hurt. And there are a lot of little tidbits you hear about the family, how the demise of their family, how everybody ended up. And to me, it's very sad. It's it's unfortunate because as a family, we don't have to go the route that they went. But as in all humans, greed can break up many families, many people, many relationships. And it's good to stay in tune of who you are and what the goal is. So I didn't get my crowns put down yet, but I promise I'm gonna get them soon. So my scale is 1 to 5 crowns. Why? Because I'm the princess. So I will give this movie 5 crowns. It's definitely, if you want to go see it this week. It comes out Wednesdays in theaters. Of course, House of Gucci is the name of the movie. This has been my first movie review, Princess AV, here on Princess AV Tried It. Again, thank you for watching. I would appreciate if you hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. It won't cost you anything to do that, but it will help me and help my little black business going on, okay? And also share the video. Tell a friend about the channel if they like movies and music reviews, unboxings. That's what we're doing here on Princess AV Tried It. Hit the notification bell so you'll always know when I'm going live or when I'm posting a video. Again, I appreciate your support. Thank you for watching Princess AV Tried It. And this is my review of House of Gucci. Have a good day.